Yes, people, as always, I hope you're having a blessed day. Now, today I was having a little chin wag with my neighbour. None of them, nothing special. Just one of them chats. Yeah, talking about everything. Talking about life. Talking about politics. Talking about the state of the country. Just everything. Just a little catch up. And it's funny. My neighbour Les, he's an old fella. He's an old geezer called Les, and he probably doesn't realize it, but he's someone I genuinely admire. And it made me think. It's funny. Like, we spend so much time idolizing celebrities, athletes, millionaires, influencers, people that we never met, but sometimes the people we should truly admire the most are right in front of us. They're quiet. They're humble. They don't even realize that they're inspiring you. And that's exactly how my neighbor Les is. And see, what he doesn't know, and what I've never told him, and maybe he'll see this one day, is that he's one of those people for me. He's someone I genuinely look up to, even though he's about this small and I'm about there. Not because he's flashy, not because he's famous, not because he's rich or powerful, but because he's been through things I genuinely don't think I could survive. He's a parent, and twice in his life, he's had to do the one thing no parent should ever have to do. Twice. And I can't even begin to imagine that kind of pain, that kind of loss, that kind of heartbreak. Yet somehow he wakes up every single day and he walks outside with a smile. He talks to his neighbors, he still laughs, and he still genuinely cares about people. And he has a kindness in him, even though the world hasn't always shown him a kindness back. And you want to know a bit, I guess, more detail on what that kindness looks like. Let me tell you a little story. Story time. So every single week without fail, this man takes my bins out. That sounds like a weird innuendo. Now, he literally takes the wheelie bin round from the back of the house and brings it to the front. And not once have I asked him to do that. He just does it. He does it because he wants to help. He does it quietly. He does it without expecting thanks. I don't even notice it most of the time. He just quietly does it like it's nothing. He's been doing it for the last 4 years. And one time, I've seen him outside, and he was like, "Oh yeah, sorry by the way, I've not done your bins this week. I was injured myself, I couldn't manage it." Can you imagine? This man who's been helping me out for the last 4 years doing the bin, to the point where I don't even realize that it's been there half the time. He's been doing it out of the kindness out of his heart. I felt the need to apologize to me because 1 week he missed it in about 3 years. And that's the kind of person he is. And he doesn't know how much I admire him. And he probably doesn't even realize that he's been teaching me what real strength, real humility, and real resilience actually looks like. And that's why the man's a bloody legend. He's been through the fire, but he didn't let it burn into ashes. He's lost everything that mattered most, but he still finds something to give. And that really got me thinking. How many of us let smaller things destroy us? How many of us wake up and see one thing go wrong and think the world's ended? See one bad thing happen to us in 10 minutes and then suddenly we're ranting about it the whole day? How many of us let setbacks become excuses to stop trying? But here's this man having survived what I'd call an unimaginable loss. Yet he's still out here trying to make life better for everybody else. He's not doing it for an applause. He's not doing it for attention. He's not doing it to get something back. He's not doing it for likes or validation. He's doing it because after all he's faced, he still believes he can make a difference. Now tell me, if little old Les can do that, what excuse do we have? And I'm not saying your struggles aren't real. I'm not saying your pain doesn't matter, because trauma, big or small, is still trauma, right? Pain is relative. But when you see someone who's endured something unimaginable and still get up, still smile, and still give back. It reminds you just how powerful you really are. Because the truth is, we're all fighting battles nobody sees. We're all going through pain we might never speak about. We've all got scars that we hide from the world. I know I do. But maybe, just maybe, there's a reason behind your scars. Maybe your pain has a purpose. Maybe the thing that you're going through, the thing that you don't ever want to talk about, is the exact thing someone else needs to hear about. Maybe you went through it so you can help someone who's stuck in it right now. You went through it so you can guide them through it. You survived so someone else can survive too. And maybe that sounds unfair. Maybe that sounds like a cruel twist from life, but what if it's actually a gift? What if everything that tried to break you was actually preparing you? Preparing you to become stronger, kinder, wiser. Someone who can guide others out of the dark because you walked through it yourself. And look, I'm not trying to make light of your trauma and try and make it seem small. I'm not here to tell you that it was fair, right, or justified, because it wasn't. You should have never had to go through that. Nobody deserves that pain. Nobody deserves any type of trauma. But let's be real. Life does not give us what we deserve. Sometimes it gives us something much worse. And when it does, what do you do with it? Do you let it defeat you, or do you let it fuel you? Because if you're still here, you still have a choice. That pain you're feeling right now, the setback, that trauma, those, I always get this word wrong, inadequacies you think hold you back, they don't have to. They can be your greatest weakness or your greatest strength. They can be your biggest excuse, or they can be your reason for. Your reason to fight harder. Your reason to dig deeper. Your reason to help someone else who needs you. Listen, someone out there needs your story. Someone out there needs your strength. Someone out there needs your kindness. Just like my neighbour who's been quietly inspiring me without knowing it for the last 3 years, 4 years. Someone needs you. And it doesn't matter how broken you feel. It doesn't matter how unqualified you think you are. Because when it comes to changing lives, your qualifications don't matter. What matters is your willingness to show up, despite everything that you've gone through, everything that's happened. You can use your story as proof that pain doesn't have to break you. You can use your experiences as evidence that strength doesn't always look loud. It often looks quiet, humble, and steady. Just like my neighbour Les. See, he doesn't even know he's been inspiring me. He's just living, just helping, just quietly putting good back into the world, even though life has taken so much from him. And he inspires me every day. Every time I think about that man, I'm inspired. And he doesn't realize it, but one day I hope he does. I hope he realizes that what he's doing matters. Not just to me, not just because of the bins, but because of what it represents. It represents the best of us. The resilience, the strength, the courage to keep going, even when life has tried to crush us. He's a bloody legend. And if someone who's lost everything that's important to him can still show kindness, then so can you. Listen, you're stronger than you realize. You're more capable than you think. Whatever pain you carry, whatever weight you bear, don't let it silence you. Use it. Let it fuel you. Let it push you forward. Because just like my neighbour Les, your pain could be someone else's survival guide. Your journey could inspire someone else to keep going. Your scars don't have to define you, but they can empower you. So no, I don't know what you're going through. And I can never know the pain you carry, but I know this. If you choose to keep going, you'll inspire someone else to do the same. Just like my neighbour inspired me. He's been knocked down, he's lost everything, but he's still a bloody legend. And so are you. You just got to realize and keep going, because somebody's watching. Someone who desperately needs to see that it's possible to rise after failure. And when they do, it'll be because of people like this, and people like you.